makes old age unattractive? Why is it that we are not talking of old men and architecture? What is it that we do not like in old age? Yes, they do have experience, for sure. An old person's mind is full of experiences.
So the old man is connected with experience, but the problem with experience is that it gives to preoccupied thoughts, and the person does not allow the person to try anything new, and that's the thing which differs from a person who is young.
So now we are coming around to something very, very important. The experience itself is the old man's bane. The experience itself is the curse of the old man. He does exactly what you said he does. He thinks that he has learned from his experience. The old man thinks that he has learned from his experience, and hence he is quite equipped to face life from his experience. I already know because I have experienced it. And just as you said that situations in life are similar, so my past experience will help me face life in present. The old man thinks exactly the same way as you are thinking right now. I have had experience and life is repetitive, so that past experience will be useful in the present. And that is why we do not like old men, because they are mistaken. They are making a fundamental mistake. They are thinking that experience is learning. They are thinking that what you have gone through at one point in time is reproducible at another point in time. And that is why old age is fossilization. That is why you would never want to claim that you know I'm quite old now. Because when you are old, then you are actually confining yourself to your experience. Yes.
So I think it's unique because we have more experience with our abilities, creativity, it's no more longer.
No, not clear, not clear. Voice is not clear.
So as we have more experience, we started doing machines, this was.
Probably you need to remove the mic and just speak loudly, please.
He's trying to say that experience is limitation and the experience in thinking is limited.
Experience is repetition, so as you experience things,
The experience thinking that experience becomes the experience.
wonderful. Is that what you are saying? Amazing.
One more thing, actually with experience there also comes fear.
Experience also creates
Fear.
Fear.
Tension in mind.
More of that. Very interesting. Yes, more of
So
that.
if we are all and we are experienced, then we are also scared because we already know that something like this is happening. And if fear is something which is not going to happen in the future tense. It's something which will happen in the future.
Yes, so what are you afraid of?
So we'll be like cautious.
Cautious that.
Then it won't like mistake won't happen again or what?
And you want it to happen again. Why do you want it to happen again?
So that's what being लेकिन यूजर को तो मतलब मिस्टेक इसको भी मालूम पड़ा है.
Yes, you are right. I have had an experience of something. Now, would I want something new to happen, or would I rather prefer that the same thing happens because I already have an experience? What would I want?
The same thing in the absence.
So, an old man always wishes for repetition. He says that the future must be just as the past has been. He says, I know the past. I have experience of the past. I am a specialist in matters of the past. Would he desire a new future that he has no concept of, or would he rather repeat the past? Would he rather repeat the past? Yes.
So I feel that being old from mind is that yes, we say that I am experienced because I have experienced this problem earlier and I know this kind of solutions can work. What happens with an person with old mind is they are just implementing solutions, just solutions to the existing problems. Yeah, as our human nature is that we tend to convenience more and more and more. So the existing problems with solutions increases with solutions. And actually what happens with the person with young mind is that he doesn't think about the problems, he doesn't think about the solutions. He just puts an idea, a very innovative idea that had not been put in earlier stages. If it would have been, then it would have been in a small scale that we could have been inspired from that and just put it in a large scale and implement in many ways. So this the person with new mind, when he comes with such terrific, very new ideas, then what happens? Those new ideas come with more kind of innovative solutions with them. Means each problem has each kind of solutions. So if we innovate one new kind of problem, I think we innovate more kind of solutions for it also, and it can implement more because a young man, a new man thinks if he can fix a new problem, then he will also try to think the new solutions for the existing problem.
Tell me, before we talk of solutions, we must first understand the situation. What you are calling as a problem is in fact a situation, right? Which you have labeled as a problem. Would an old man really look at the present situation, or would he say that this is something similar to what I have already experienced? Would the old man really look at anything as new, or would he look at it in terms of his past?
So the old man is not a being person, or he is not an effort to just not look at the problem. First of all, he will look at the problem and then decide what is it has been in the
We are talking of the old of the mind.
Old of the mind.
Yes.
Old of the mind has the experience.
Yes.
So he has the experience that he has known things. He has known things in the past. So if he knows the thing, he will first go to the problem and then when he knows the thing, what to apply, what to solve.
What do you mean by knowing things in the past?
How is he old? I want to, if you are talking about mentally old,
Yes.
how is he old?
How is he? Will you tell me?
If he has the experience, if his mental ability is good,
No, that does not mean that the mental ability is good.
how are you considering a person as mentally
Somebody who has passed through a lot of experiences, and to pass through experiences, you need not have good mental ability. All you need is time.
with time, your age when you used to know, you are now you, and for that you
Forget
have
about
no
age.
age.
We are not talking of physical age at all. Just ignore that.
So actually we are starting around the thesis circle.
No,
We are
no.
talking about
Look at this. Sitting over here, as you are sitting over here, Look at your mind. If it is full of experiences of the past, if it has been through such sessions earlier, and if it believes that it has had quite a few learnings from there, and if it believes that situations in life are similar, then will your mind really be able to listen to what she said as she said, or would the mind listen to it in terms of what you have already experienced?
Actually, sir, we are architects. We all are architects here. We have a basic instinct that we learn from the experience of our elders. We are mainly taught about architecture through various famous architects like D.V. Roshi, Charles Corey, and so many legends in architecture. What we are talking here is might be a spiritual thing. I don't know what this seminar intends to end at some point.
It's a beautiful thing. See, let's take this as a demonstration. How did our friend come upon the word spiritual? Did any of you so far use the word spiritual? You have said a few things, many of you. Have any of you so far used the word spiritual? Any of you? Have I used the word spiritual so far? Then how is our friend using the word spiritual for this interaction? This is a good demonstration as to how the old mind works. How is this word being applied to this interaction? This itself will explain so many things to us. Because we have passed through certain experiences, obviously in the past, and right now we are not fully present here. We are bringing in those experiences, and those experiences would have been called spiritual or whatever, and we are bringing them in right now. It's an encroachment, an unnecessary intervention. We are bringing them in right now and applying that label, that old label, to the fresh present. Are you seeing this? Are you understanding this? This is straightforward. This is straightforward. How do you name something as something? Why are you calling something as something? Because that name is coming from the past. And when something is coming from the past, then you just cannot understand what is happening right now. All you will do is apply a convenient label from the past and convince yourself that you have understood the present. No, you have not understood the present. All you have done is you have extrapolated the past and made it encroach upon the present. You have extrapolated the past and made it encroach upon the present, and the present is never past. The present is never the past. But the old man's mind is full of the past. And that is why our topic is not old men in architecture. That is why no songs were ever sung in the glory of experience. That is why whatever glorious has ever happened in the history of mankind has always been done and achieved by those who are young of the mind, not those who are old of the mind.
So globalization, so the world is changing at a rapid pace, and globalization, the world is changing at a very rapid pace, and this mentally old people, when they work on something, there are repetitive passion of designing something. Whereas youth people, like, due to social events and social media and all that, they will create new ideas every time, like what's going on right now. So like that's how that's why youth is required in architecture.
So, we are talking about youth in architecture. So, there are, what comes to my mind first of all is, there are two words that are new here. One is youth and the other is architecture. As far as architecture is concerned, we here, wherever we study, most of us and almost all of us are basically taught about famous architects or famous people who done something in the field of architecture before us and before our time, so that we can take a grip of what they've done and we can mold ourselves accordingly and devise new techniques learning from the experiences of our elders. So I am really not able to connect with the fact.
Name a famous legend. Name a legend of the past. Name. What's your name? Answer. Was Corbusier picking up experiences of some other legend? Is that why he is a legend? Because he had experiences and he was coming from what others have done? Or are you special when you are the first one?
So I'm not about picking up experiences, but to do something that caters to we as architects have to cater to the social need and the infrastructure needs. First of all, that is our prime duty and that is what we are supposed to do.
Whatever you are catering to, you are doing something currently. Even right now, as you said, you are catering to a need or you would be catering to a need. Am I not catering to a need? And how would you feel if I repeat the things that I keep saying to other people? Nothing that you have said so far is actually out of my experience. The fact of the matter is that whatever, like 10 or 15 of you have spoken so far, whatever you have said so far, I have already had an experience of all that. I speak 4 days, 5 days a week. And listen to 20 questions every day. So the experience is already there. But how would it be if I start repeating the answers that I gave to the same question 5 days back? So you might be fulfilling a social need. Yes, you are designing a hospital and there already are lakhs of hospitals. But the hospital that you are designing is the first one for you in this movement. In this movement, are you designing another hospital? So the questions that I have heard are surely many. But for me, this is the first question that I am hearing in this movement. Experience will not help. In fact, if I bring in my experience, my answer will become stale, it will be of no value to you. And that is why most work done by most professionals is of very little value. It is repetitive, it is stale, it is unaesthetic. But it is convenient. That is why we want to go to it. See, it is very easy to pick up things that a legend has done, do some cosmetic modifications to it, and then pass it on.
So, but then our entire years and years, अगर हम 50 साल पहले की बात करें, तो 50 साल पहले की तरीका यही था पढ़ाने का. हम केस स्टडीज करते हैं, हम बिजनेस स्टडीज करते हैं, क्यों करते हैं? मतलब that becomes pointless at the end of the day. If you are saying that what you are catering to is new to us right now, then that means we should not.
It not be meaningful till the time I am saying it. Do you see this clearly? That whatever you are doing is the first thing that you are doing right now, and it's happening only for the first time and will never happen again. Will this moment come again in your life? Will you be standing like this again in front of me, asking exactly the same question and look puzzled in exactly the same way? Not at all. Not at all. Sure. Let this not at all sink deeply. Let this not at all sink very, very deeply. Only then we can realize what is the correct place of experience. The entire mistake of the old man is that he does not realize the correct place of accumulated experience. He starts giving it an exaggerated place that experience does not deserve. Experience has some utility, but not the utility that the old mind assigns to it. The old mind, and let's not remain in the illusion that our syllabi, that our curricula are all coming from young and fresh minds. Yes, you might be reading about the same things that a student 50 years ago was reading, but that just does not justify what you are reading. Old men are rare. Oh, sorry. Young men are rare and old men abound. Especially in universities and colleges, all you have is old men. Old from here. So it's no wonder that a misplaced emphasis is always put upon the time that you have spent in life, the experience that you have had, with the result, with the unfortunate consequence that many young people, young of age, become absolutely sterile from the mind. They start saying that some legend has done this, some legend has said this, so this must be something absolutely great. And that is exactly what the old mind wants. The old mind has spent a lot of time. All it has is memories. And it wants lots of returns for its memories. It says, I have lots of memories and give me respect for that. Age only gives you memories. Learning is something entirely different. Alright, let me ask you something very demonstrable right now. We have been talking since almost an hour now, right? As you speak to me, I am learning what you are saying. As I speak to you, you are learning what you are saying. Does it have something to do with what you have experienced in your last 20 years? The learning that is happening, you said experience is learning. I want to investigate that. Learning is happening right now. And is this learning dependent upon the 20 years of your physical existence? Is this learning dependent upon that? Tell me. Are you sitting over here recalling what you were doing 2 years back, or 4 years back, or 10 years back? And if you are really still in your experiences, can you learn what I am saying? Who will learn? Who will really learn? In this hall, only that person will really learn who is free of experiences right now. That is why the old man cannot learn. That is why you hear so many old men saying, I already know, don't teach me. Have you seen old men? You started young man, what will you teach me? The old man can never learn. So kindly be very careful when you again use the phrase learning from experience. Learning never happens from experience. Learning happens always in the now. Learning is a process of presence, being here. That is what is learning. Past and experience do not give you learning, they give you knowledge. And knowledge is entirely different. Knowledge is not learning. Knowledge is not learning. And if you are talking of a young man, then you must talk of real learning, not accumulated knowledge. Incidentally, that brings us to something quite amusing. The child is dependent upon others. The old man is dependent upon himself. Himself in the sense of his past. The child is dependent upon others. And the old man